Here with subrosatea.com. In today's video, I'm going to tell you all about our new tea collection. We're calling it the Winery. All 6 of these teas are inspired by wine. That's right. Friends, my name is Joy. I'm the owner of Sub Rosa Tea. We're a small company based in Northern Ohio, and we'll ship anywhere in the United States. We have over 100 flavors of loose leaf tea. We sell it in 3 sizes. We also sell bundles. The bundles have some sort of something in common with each other. Either they're seasonal or a theme, such as this one. All of the teas I'm going to talk about in today's video were inspired by wine. That's right. Is that so crazy? Okay, first I'll tell you the reason why I created a winery collection. We're a really small business. We have been in business now for 13 years. In the very beginning of time, I popped up at local farmers markets, and then it kind of grew to festivals and fairs and craft shows and home shows and Comic-Cons and all kinds of fun things. So we took our tea to venues. We went to 5 states. And then as time went on, we morphed into an online business. As you can imagine, in 2020, things changed once again, and I started doing live videos full time. You can find me live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch us live on our website, on our mobile shopping app, and also on Facebook. I see a few of you watching. Will you drop me a comment if you're here? Hello to you. Do you have a favorite from the winery? Something that you always order when you are at a winery, whether you're there for drinks or dinner or just dessert, a night out with friends? Would you let me know in the comments? So we have recently gone back to doing a few more in-person events, and we do a very extremely popular event during the holiday season, a Kris Kringle Mart. I love this. It's a German-inspired type shopping event where each one of us is in a glass house. So when you open up the door, you're just going to find our product. And then there's, I don't know, 20, 25 different glass houses. So you are walking outside. This is in Northern Ohio. So on occasion, the weather is fabulous. On occasion, the weather is very, very cold. But anyway, I love this market. There's an interior brick courtyard. There's a gorgeous fireplace. You can walk around with a drink and shop. It is one of my favorite places on the planet. So this year, the winery that hosts us during the holiday season decided to have a summer market. Well, we're at the winery, friends, and it's a summer market. So I don't know about you, but I love cold tea, right? In the summer, I like hot tea in the winter. So those of our friends and our lovely customers who see us one time a year during the holidays might not even know about all the great summertime flavors that we're doing. So hence the winery was created. So if you are local, you're going to see this collection on Saturday. And other than that, it's available online. So you can find this collection. This is a limited edition collection. So you can find it online on our website, which is subrosatea.com, on the page called Limited Edition. Hey there, Miss Faye. Thanks for watching live. I appreciate it. Faye, when you go to a winery, do you have a favorite drink? I don't know that I have a favorite. I'm always trying something new. The funny thing about me is if you put more than one option on the menu, I want them all. I want a flight. If a flight is an option, I will try everything that you are offering. I love a combination platter because you get a small bite of a lot of different things. I love a good board. That's really trending right now where there's a board or a platter of different things to munch on or sip on. I absolutely love it. So here we're going to talk about the Winery Inspired Tea Bundle. So it's available in 2 sizes. The try me size is a ½ ounce. It'll make about 6 to 8 cups. And the 2 ounce size makes about 20 to 25 servings. I'm going to tell you all about these 6 flavors. They're available in 3 sizes, but the bundle's available in 2, and you're going to save the most money when you buy a bundle. And we have a lot of other bundles available right now. Really great summer flavors. On one of our Facebook ads, we had somebody new join our community, and she was specifically asking, where do I start with iced tea? And we are something that is kind of these limited themed edition collections are seasonal. They really are. We introduce them for what makes sense. So right now, I'm recording this in August. We have a collection called the Tiki Hut. I don't know about you, but I don't personally think about tiki huts in November or February. I'm from Northern Ohio. We don't do that. But I definitely think about cocktails like that in the summertime. Faye just said she likes a board also, right? I love that that's trending. Super fun for sure. This collection, I love that each one of these teas is really different from the other one, even though there's a theme here. These are all based on teas, actual wines that I've had at a vineyard. I would say they're all different from each other, which makes me really happy. But if you are a person who likes what you like and you want them all to taste very similar, I will tell you that like literally next week, we'll be introducing our apple orchard collection. Yes, all 6 teas are going to have that apple taste, but wait until you try them because they're different from each other. You can do an awful lot with an apple. This month, we also have our peach orchard collection out. This collection has 2 black teas, 2 white teas, and 2 that are caffeine free. The Blackberry Merlot is up first, friends. This is our Blackberry Merlot black tea. Blackberry Merlot black tea. Now, we have had a Blackberry Merlot in the past. I want you to see it. This is clearly, I think you can tell that it's black tea. So what makes it a Merlot? If you're familiar with the wine, Merlots are very oaky. They are aged in a barrel, an oak barrel, of course, and I think a lot of Merlots have something really deep in the background to them. It's specifically what draws a lot of people to it. So I really find that blackberries are not the sweetest berries. Strawberries and raspberries are much, much sweeter. And blackberries are way down here. Not pucker, not sour, but they lend itself fabulous to sage. Sage makes this tea oaky like a Merlot. So again, this is a black tea. It has caffeine, around 60 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. This is one of my favorite teas, cold steeped. I don't know about you. I don't normally drink my tea at room temperature. It's either hot or it's cold for me personally. If you want iced tea, you can steep this tea right in cold water in the refrigerator. 15 to 20 minutes should be long enough, but you can steep it 2 hours or even overnight. It's going to be nice and robust, completely flavorful. Wait until you try it. I know that I was talking to a personal friend of mine. We were talking about food and things like that. And I had said sage was what makes it oaky like Merlot. And she was like, Thanksgiving? Sage? And I'm like, no. Not like that. For me personally, Thanksgiving has more to do like a poultry seasoning. Yes, sage is in poultry seasoning, but there's a lot of other spices in that particular blend. I guarantee you, you will not think Thanksgiving dinner when you try this tea. You will absolutely think Blackberry Merlot. Guaranteed. Next up, friends, this is probably the most fascinating recipe that I got to work on in this collection. This is our Cabernet Sauvignon. For those of you wine aficionados, you might prefer the wine. I get it. But what I did to achieve as close as I could in the tea world is I worked with ice wine grapes. Are you familiar with that product? So an ice wine is normally classified as a dessert wine. And what they do is they use the grapes that are frozen on the vine, which means this is not going to happen everywhere, every place, in every vineyard. I'm from Northern Ohio. What's funny about Northern Ohio, you might not think that we are the wine growing capital of the world. We're not, but we have a lot of vineyards where I live. The soil just lends itself to that. Something that happens in Northern Ohio most winters, it freezes. It really does. So what happens is the water inside the grape does not freeze, but the sugars do. So they pick that frozen grape at the time and they press it while it's still frozen and it gets very concentrated. It's almost sweet. So I used ice wine, the sweetness, to create more of a cab on the flip side because black tea can be very astringent. So it needed a good balance. I also used black currants and just a little bit of cherry. So the black currants brought it down, the cherry brought it up again. Cabs are definitely very depth of flavor. So it has a lot of different flavor notes. This tea is fascinating. I can't wait for you to try it. It is extremely different if you cold steep it versus hot steeping. Trust me on this one. Try it both ways. See which way you like it. Next up, friends, our mimosa. This is a white tea, our mimosa. Mimosa is a tea blend that we've had in the past. It is a part of our breakfast in bed collection that we introduced in Valentine's Day. And I know I'm the person who does the bookkeeping here at Sub Rosa Tea. I know for a fact that some of you only buy tea seasonally. You love your fruity flavors in the summer and you don't buy winter, or vice versa. You might like your spices and your darker teas in the wintertime and you don't buy in the summer. So for most of you who did not actually get to the Breakfast in Bed Valentine's Day collection, you've got to try this tea. It's delicious. So it is a white tea, very low in caffeine, but high in antioxidants. So white tea is very delicate. So I want to make sure that when you're steeping your white tea, you use a low temperature water. So steaming is perfectly acceptable, or cold steeping, of course. This has a champagne taste in the background, just like a mimosa. I think you are going to love it. I don't know about you, but when I drink champagne, I love raspberries. So that is very lightly in the background, but a mimosa, the drink, is a champagne with orange juice. So this has sweet orange notes to it. Again, great depth of flavor here in the mimosa. It is nice and light, again, full of antioxidants. It is one of my favorites to drink in the afternoon. I have customers who ask for this by name. Again, this is a limited edition collection. So in the past, we've only offered it about 6 to 8 weeks in that beginning of the calendar year. So I'm really happy that it's now a part of this collection. So you can stock up. Those of you who love it, now's a good time to restock your pantry before it's gone until January. Next up, we have another new tea, friends. Another new tea. Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio. If you're not familiar with that, it's a white wine. It's also a white tea. Again, completely gorgeous, super fun. I loved creating this. I loved working on it. A Pinot Grigio is a white tea that is normally pretty light. It has a very specific taste to it, different than like a Chardonnay. I cook with Chardonnay quite often, so of course I'll take a sip before I make a sauce with it, something like that. Pinot Grigio I prefer to drink. That's my personal preference, but it's got a good depth of flavor, and I've always loved how that grape comes forward. It is nothing like drinking grape juice, in my opinion. It is not like grape jelly when you think about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches from your childhood. It is a very sophisticated taste. And I added pear to this because typically a Pinot Grigio, you're going to have, again, depth of flavor. You can taste all those flavor notes in the background. It is not just a flat wine, and it's definitely not a flat tea. Again, this is a white tea, so do make sure you are using steaming water or, again, cold steeping the Pinot Grigio to enjoy it this summer. Next up, we have our caffeine-free teas. There's 2 of them in this collection. This is our raspberry limoncello, and we decided to bring this back. We had this raspberry limoncello caffeine-free tea a couple of years ago. We discontinued it for various reasons, and I feel like you're going to want to enjoy it again. I can kind of sense that, because this is very different than other raspberry teas that we sell. It's very different than other lemon teas that we sell. This specifically is lemongrass. So this is far more tart than the other raspberry lemon teas that we have. It does have good raspberry notes to it, but that lemongrass really comes through. If you're not familiar, lemongrass is really good for your fluids and your lymph nodes. It is perfect this time of year if you have seasonal allergies. I would recommend steeping it hot. You don't have to drink it hot, but you're going to get more of all the health benefits into your cup of tea. And this is a rooibos based. So rooibos is known as the red tea. It's known to be good for headaches, inflammation, and insomnia. Again, completely caffeine free. I personally like that it's a little tart. It has good depth of flavor. Raspberry limoncello, limoncello specifically, if you're not familiar with that, it's typically made in Italy. And it's more like a vodka. So they're really steeping the lemon peel in the liqueur for a very long period of time. And it does almost make you pucker in a way, but it's refreshing in the way that it does that. So it's definitely a tea you've got to try. Another caffeine-free and another new tea is in this collection. Friends, this is our strawberry peach Bellini. And if I know my customer base, I know you're going to love this one. So strawberry peach, caffeine-free. If you're not familiar with a Bellini, it is with Prosecco and juice. Prosecco is an Italian sparkling wine. So Prosecco is something that you would very commonly find in a vineyard, at a winery, that they would have that. A Bellini, in my opinion, they're going to serve that quite often with breakfast, kind of like the mimosa with breakfast. So peaches, very common. I think peach Bellini is probably how it was created in the very beginning. The Italian sparkling wine mixed with peach juice. And most commonly, it really is served with raspberry or cherry. But here I decided to use strawberry very deliberately. It's delicious. It is so delicious. We do not have a tea blend that is similar to this at all. So I have a feeling you guys are going to love it. It does add a little pink notes to the tea, which is great. This tea does have a little bit of chamomile in it. It does not have rooibos. Which again, I love this collection with all the variety that you're only getting the one rooibos and the one chamomile, which is so great. That strawberry is just in the background. I think what you're going to taste predominantly is the peach. Again, this one is a tisane, so steeping it hot would definitely get you more of the fruit flavors than steeping it cold unless you have time. So if you've got time on your side, definitely steep it overnight in your iced tea container, and that's definitely quite perfect. There's no sugar, no carbs, no calories in any of these tea, which make them perfect, right? The other thing I wanted to mention was the strawberry wine. Years ago, we created a collection that had Tennessee whiskey and strawberry wine. You guys voted. You guys told me that you love them very, very much. So we now sell our Tennessee whiskey tea all year. We sell our strawberry wine tea all year. It's a white tea. We sell it all year. So it's not in this collection, but I'm putting it into the queue for those of you that maybe didn't realize that we have it all year. Again, strawberry wine is a white tea. It has elderberry and echinacea to it. Strawberry wine, when you actually drink strawberry wine, it's not like drinking strawberry juice. It's not terribly sweet. It just has all this great depth of flavor, which I was easily able to find in a tea by using those ingredients. I was able to achieve that very similar taste. And strawberry wine is one of our best sellers. So I suspect that some of you who might be interested in the winery collection have already tried the strawberry wine because we sell it all year. So I wanted to make sure that you knew we still have it. And that's on the page called Loose Leaf Tea is the web page, and then use the arrow for the drop down, and you'll see that we have a page called Green and White Teas, and that's where you can find that. So it is not in the bundle because I suspect a lot of you have already tried it, but we do still have it. Friends, that is it for today. I want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time, and hopefully I will see you next week as well. No matter what you do with the rest of your day, have yourself a cup of tea and take care of you. Bye-bye, friends.